You're listening to Amazing Spider-Man Chronicles, episode 85, featuring Amazing Spider-Man number 229 and Uncanny X-Men number 158 from March 1982. Hello, and welcome to the 85th episode of Amazing Spider-Man Chronicles podcast. I am your host, Pat, a.k.a. DJ Chris Statos. Amazing Spider-Man Chronicles is a podcast that will journal the Amazing Spider-Man comic books issues read chronologically by their release date, along with another comic from my comic book collection, either in digital, in a trade, or from the many long boxes stashed away in my basement. Each episode, we will provide short recaps, reviews, and ratings of the issues for this release date. The goal is to keep me actively reading through my collection and having some fun along the way, talking about them with my friends. And speaking about my friends, for the 85th episode, 85. We've done 85 of these. And joining me is Jared Albrecht, a.k.a. the Death Probe.
Hey, Pat, this is Jared. I had a dream last night that I was going to make some financially irresponsible decisions around purchasing G.I. Joe figures for my collection of 3 3/4-inch G.I. Joe figures. I need you to rescue me from this shadowy bad force that I'm pretty sure was Jim Meal from making these bad financial decisions. So that's it. Call me back. Bye.
Oh, what a strange message I got from Jared. I don't know if I should help him or not.
Nah, you're good.
He didn't leave his number, did he?
I can see the future, but only for bad financial decisions.
I don't know if I want to be a part of that at all.
Should I buy this $1,200 Airwolf model kit from 1986? It still seals.
Or the question, should I have? But
yeah, I can also see the past really well, too. That's what Jason's getting at.
Oh, well, I'll see what happens with you and hope you make a fairly decent decision, or at least one you can live with. We're going to move on to Jason, the Weasel Skull Albrecht. Jason, how are you?
I'm doing great, Pat. I think it's time for me to reveal to you all a secret that I've been hiding. I know Delvin's been heavy into jiu-jitsu, but what you don't know, that your own Weasel Skull has been studying a martial art of his own for years. That's the Chris Claremont fighting style, where when you're in battle as a character by Chris Claremont, you have a soliloquy for every move that you do. So I'm like, I probably should be fighting right now, but I'm trying to conjugate my verbs properly. Hence, I'm getting choked out. I probably should be trying to do something else.
Show that you know, Jason. We do that at jiu-jitsu all the time. Like it's like a cross between fighting and Toastmasters.
Do not end your sentence with a preparation. Or preposition, sorry.
That's what either way, there's no oxygen flowing to my brain.
Yeah, that's right.
As much as I don't want to believe that, the way you talk, Jason, I really think you do have a master's in that.
Yeah, I got my butt whooped a lot when I was growing up. Reading Chris Claremont X-Men.
That was Roger Moore's fault.
That was Roger Moore's fault. I really thought those knife hands were going to work.
They're going to be like steel, though.
Yeah, and you got to lure your opponent over by the monkey bars so you can jump up and grab and do the butt kick and doom.
Yeah, that works that way better instead of trying to do it while you're on the ground already.
Yep.
Just can't do anything that way. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on over to Delvin the Dark Web Williams. Delvin, how are you?
I'm good, and I'm getting this vision. Like it's involving Jared. Like I'm stomach pain and some like a gong and just like intestinal distress. Oh, he went to Taco Bell. Okay. No, never mind.
The
False
easiest
alarm.
possible prediction to make, though, really.
That's right. Why do you gotta, for the colonoscopy prep, why do you gotta drink that big old thing of stuff? Just send me to Taco Bell. I'll be all clear.
Because nobody wants to see that remains in the scope, Jason. Yep, let's go ahead and put oh my God.
They have to reuse that stuff.
That's right, man. Hey, it's your fault for running into the border, if you know what I mean.
Oh, well, since Station's talking, let me give him a few minutes here. Give me a couple more seconds, Jason, because what I want to do is Jason said he wanted to try out something new. Right now, he's got his new voice modulator on, so he can actually mimic other people's voices here. So he said he was going to bring a guest, and I guess with his voice modulator that he's going to use, he wanted to bring on Jason Keene. So is it Jason or is it Jason Keene? I don't know which one it is, but let's go ahead and introduce our guest and Crusaders Club member, Jason Keene, who
voice modulator activated.
So I was walking in a straight line and I found this hole right in front of me and I thought, let's just jump in that because why not? I'm just going to juggernaut right through it and keep going and keep podcasting. And yeah, moving, go. Glad to be here, though.
Nothing can stop the Jasonock. I was but I tried.
Issues, nothing like that. Nope, nothing stops me.
Nothing stops you. Nothing at all. Wow, Jason, I am surprised your voice modulator is able to do that so well. You totally got me confused. I wish there was somebody that could actually tell me the truth. Is this a real Jason or is it not the real Jason?
Voice modulator off. You'll never know. Voice modulator on.
Pat, have you ever seen Total Recall where you're like, was it real? Was it a dream implant?
Yeah.
It's
like that. So I'm just going to go with it. But it is true, folks. We do have two Jasons with us. We have Jason on my left and Jason on my right. Which one is which? I don't know. Depends on if you're watching the video or not. If you are, I have my left and right, or do I have my camera mirrored backwards? I don't know. It could still be the same person. But we do appreciate Jason and Jason being here with us for this episode. And we also appreciate you guys being here as well, too. We also would like to invite you to leave us a voicemail that will be played later on in the show. Leave us a message at 707-532-5269. That number again is 707-532-LBOX.
Probably should pick up the phone. But what is a phone, really? A phone is a means of communication.
Hey, and shout out to, this is one of those super secret episodes that we've put for our Patreon members, and shout out to all the members who showed up to watch this behind the scenes, which includes,
just list just came up. It's hot off the press.
Kathy. There you go.
There we go.
That's it. That's the list.
Thanks for being here, Kathy. We look forward to reading your comments on the show.
Now, before we get started with this episode's issues, let's go ahead and take a quick podcast promo break. We will be right back.
You know, I sure do like podcasting about G.I. Joe stuff on G.I. Joe Chronicles and Outpost on the LONGBOX CRUSADE Network.
You know, I do too. There's only a way we could do it without microphones or computer screens, in person.
Well, Jared, have you ever heard of Kentucky?
You want to solve this with fried chicken? I mean, I'm not against it.
No, I mean Shepherdsville, Kentucky. They host a nice little one-day G.I. Joe toy show called Winterfest. The next one is on January 24th, 2026. I say we have a Joe Podcast community meetup there.
Still not sure where the fried chicken comes in, but count me in. Let me see if I can find some KFC coupons.
While Jared does whatever Jared does, let me remind you listeners that G.I. Joe Winterfest is on Saturday the 24th of January, 2026. The location is Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Website is GIJoeWinterfest.com. Jared and I would love to meet the listeners of G.I. Joe Chronicles and Outpost and any other Joe podcast while we're there. We're even going to set up a meet and greet dinner for after the show on Saturday.
Not if I don't find these coupons.
All right. If anyone's interested in joining us for dinner, send an email to contact@longboxcrusade.com. So again, G.I. Joe Winterfest is January 24th, 2026 in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. And our contact email is contact@longboxcrusade.com. We'd love to see you there.
Buy 2 biscuits for the price of 2 biscuits. What kind of coupon is that?
Welcome back from the break. Now let's get to the first featured comic for this episode, and it is Amazing Spider-Man 229. The credits for this issue are provided by Mike's Amazing World of Comics website. The publisher was Marvel. It's got a cover date of June 1982, but its on-sale date was March 2nd of 1982. Cover price is 60 cents. The editor is Thomas P. DeFalco. Superstar. Writer is Roger Stern. Penciler is John Romita Jr.
This is my Stern.
I know. We got it.
We got it, Jared.
Yeah. It took me a second, but I got it.
Y'all need to be serious.
I got that.
There you get it.
Jason and Stern. Yeah. The inks go to Jim Mooney. Letterer is Joseph Rosen. And the Color Me Bad colorist is Glennis Wee.
A great omen already. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Great omen. No pun intended, by the way.
This is going to be a very good episode. Always when Glennis appears. This is reprinted in the Essential Spider-Man in Nothing Can Stop the Juggernaut, number 1 from 1989. It's also in Spider-Man Magazine number 3, Backpack Marvel's Spider-Man trade paperback, The Marvel Visionaries or John Romita Jr., or Spider-Man The Gauntlet Volume 4, Essential Spider-Man Volume 10, Spider-Man Nothing Can Stop the Juggernaut hardcover, Spider-Man by Roger Stern Omnibus, Marvel Masters Volume 293, Amazing
Good
Spider-Man
Lord.
Volume 22.
You know, Stern gets royalties every time it gets reprinted, too. That dude is on an island somewhere just sipping.
Stern Island. Yes.
He's like
well, if he's on a boat, he's on the back of it.
It's the Stern joke.
Oh, boy. Will these jokes ever stop? I don't know. But let's go ahead and continue on. Cover credits go to penciler John Romita Jr., and the inker is Alan Milgram.
$10 Al.
$10. And speaking about that $10 cover, let's go ahead and get to Jarrett with that $10 cover description.
The Marvel Comics Group banner is red with yellow letters in a new corner box design, gentlemen. We have a new corner box design alert. Spider-Man is running out of the box, which is orange. The Amazing Spider-Man logo is white with red highlights and includes the webs. The main action shows Spidey crouched down and cradling the body of Madam Web, which I'm pretty sure is made out of matchsticks, and his spider sense is tingling. Why is it tingling, you ask? Because looming large over both of them in the background, the Juggernaut. How do I know it's the Juggernaut? I read the cover blurb. That's how I found out. And the cover blurb says, nothing can stop the Juggernaut. Back to you, Pat.
Thank you, Jarrett, for that cover description. Let's go ahead and get into some quick cover thoughts. And we will start with our guest, Jason Keene, not to be confused with Jason Albrecht.
Voice modulator on. Oh, wait. I already did that. Sorry. Despite this being reprinted at least 2,000 times, this was the first time I had ever come across this issue. So it was a lot of fun. But the cover itself, it does give away the Juggernaut with the words right across his chest. But it's obviously the Juggernaut. But I think at this time, Juggy was a little bit lesser well-known, perhaps. It seemed like this is kind of his introduction to a lot of Marvel characters. So yeah, it was obvious who it was going to be. And I enjoy the coloring in the background. I know you're big on the color wheel, Jared, with the yellow and blue. I'm not sure if that exactly goes together, but it works for me. I liked it a lot. And poor Madam Web has seen better days.
You're absolutely correct, by the way. Yellow plays off of blue the best, according to the color wheel.
All right, there you have it. And speaking about Madam Web, when I first saw this, I'm like, why is he holding Aunt May? Did anybody else think that?
Yeah, I thought this is just like Aunt May in bondage, man. Like Aunt May was the whole stuff.
She had her cataracts removed, so she had those cool glasses. So yeah,
you know, when she was dating Doc Ock, they were into some kinky stuff right there.
Yeah, she's like, I am the Daredevil.
He gets two hands.
All of you, hellbound. I'm just saying. I will send you some ice water.
Well, Delvin, since we're heading that way, why don't you tell us about what your thoughts are on the cover?
Love it. Not much else to say about it. Juggernaut's looking all BA, and John Romita is like, this is a classic looking cover. Spider-Man's in peril, holding, S&M Aunt May. So, dang it, now I'm in hell with y'all. So you got that going on, and like in the rubble, because it's Juggernaut. Wherever he goes, there's gonna be some carnage that follows, because he's a big dude that knocks over stuff. I love it. It's simplicity in its finest, and I absolutely love it.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and move over to Jason, the Weasel Skull.
Yeah, I'm going to climb on board with Delvin here. I think this is one of the better covers I've seen in a while. What really stands out to me is the Juggernaut himself. He takes up a huge amount of the cover, yet it's so simple because you just see the silhouette, but that just adds to the, that sense of ominous that he's bringing. And then Spider-Man in his pose cradling Madam Web, but with his spider sense going full. I see you laughing. You're gonna crack me up. I'm trying to be serious.
I saw Kathy's comment saying that I'm leading the way to hell. That's why I laughed. Sorry, go ahead. I'll be quiet.
Cradling Madam Web, but with those spider senses just going bonkers. And the rubble, just standing in the ruins of it, it encapsulates what happens in the story really well. And of course, I got a soft spot in my heart for all of the X-Men and their villains. So yeah, this one grabbed me right away.
All right. Yeah, this one does really stand out with that menacing Juggernaut, all black in the background. I think that really helps kind of spotlight Spider-Man and him holding Aunt May like that. Jared, what's your thoughts on the cover?
Is Spider-Man's spider senses tingling, or does Juggernaut have stinky nuts? Back to you, Pat.
That's a good question.
Nothing can stop him.
Be true.
Yeah, nothing can stop him from not showering, right? Can't push him there. So
he was bathing in the Hudson. So.
That's true. You guys said, this is a cool cover. It's simple, but it conveys the story well. It's one of those ones when I see it, it says nothing can stop Juggernaut. Like I immediately remember the storyline. That does not bode well for the future Rainbow, by the way.
Ominous scene. Interesting.
I got a quick question though, just to make your edit longer.
Sure, why not?
How we feeling about that new quarter box?
That is a good question. I think it's all,
I kind of think I prefer swinging Spider-Man. Like we've had standing casual, swinging to the dynamic run. So I'm just going to rank order them: swinging, dynamic run, standing casual. I know standing casual is classic and all, but it's not dynamic. That's just where Jared stands. Anybody else can take a crack at it.
He's the web swinger, not the web runner. Come on. I want to see him swinging.
He has to run in order to swing. Yeah. Momentum, science, homonym.
Are you saying you prefer this to the swing?
I like it.
I like it. I think it's a fun drawing.
It's action-y. He's not like,
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like one of because it's the first time, I got to get used to it. Possibly got to get used to this one. It is coming out of the corner box.
Shout out to Kathy for saying his foot looks dislocated. I thought the same thing. It's like something slightly askew there.
It's your friendly neighborhood.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and keep this moving forward here. Let's go ahead and rate this one. As a reminder, on this show, we have a rating system here. It is a 1 through 5 rating. 5 is you loved it. It tickled your tummy feathers. 4, you really liked it. 3, liked it. 2, you didn't like it. And 1, you hated it. It ruffled your tummy feathers. Oh, man. And you started running away, like in the corner box. Let's go ahead and go to our guests. 1 through 5 on a rating for this cover. Jason Keene, the Weasel Skull.
I'm going to start us off pretty strong. I'm going to say a 4. I like it for a 4. I'd love to do a 4.5, but you know who's not here, so 4.
Very good. I'm glad that you are paying attention to the rules, Jason. We really appreciate that. Let's go ahead and move on over to Delvin. Are you meeting Jason at a 4?
I mean, because sometimes people come on and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to give it a 4.5. And it's like, do you even listen to the show? We invited you on this. There are rules, you know? I'm just saying, you come on the LONGBOX CRUSADE, you got a responsibility. Sorry, I got carried away. 5.
I was with you.
I know. I mean, yeah, but I understand we have a lot of people, so we've got to keep this relatively rant-free. 5. I am giving it a 5. I freaking love it. I saw it. I'm like, yes. And I don't know, maybe I'm happy to be doing another Amazing Spidey Chronicles or not, but it's like the answer to the question of would I put this on my wall? Absolutely, I would. I love this cover. It gets a 5.
All right. Very high markings for Delvin on this one. It is a 5 for him. We have a 4 and a 5. Will one of those people get to become 2 guys with a 4 or 5? Let's find out where Jason, the Weasel Skull, sits.
I'm going to have to throw a 5 on there as well.
Oh.
I don't throw 5s casually.
You don't.
But
you don't.
You know, would it go up on my wall? I'd have to say yes. I love the Spider-Man pose. Madam Web, I still don't know a lot about her, but I'm getting more and more interested in her. I have more and more questions. And so she's kind of an intriguing character to me. And then, of course, my love of the X-Men. That is a great Juggernaut pose. And, you know, that's one of my must-haves. Must have a good villain on the cover. And boy, they got a top-notch one here for me. So I'm going to throw another 5 on the pile.
All right. That's 2 5s for 2 guys and 1 4. Jarrett, where are you on the rating for this cover?
I'm going to go at a 4.5. What about you, Pat?
4.5.
Just like
That's
Kathy in the chat said, a 4 with a 50-cent piece.
Jared,
yes.
You can't do that as a point of order.
Is this new? Is this like some kind of new rule?
It's not new. We basically
Robert's rules of podcasting.
At least for LONGBOX CRUSADE, yeah. I mean, A, there must be a bit. B, no halfsies. Yeah.
Okay, and your bit is to use halfsies when you know you're not supposed to use halfsies. It's like Inception. Anyways, I do like it to the tune of a 4. It is knocking on the door to a 5. I like it. I think the only thing that's kind of holding me back is I like that the Juggernaut is here, and we'll get to that in the story. I do like that, but I don't consider him a Spider-Man villain, which can be fun, you know, when he gets out of his usual realm. Don't get me wrong, but for me, like a 5 kind of needs kind of like Hobgoblin or Green Goblin or Scorpion, or you know what I'm saying? Like
it's got to be like one of his levels, like his
Stegron. You know what I'm saying? No, but it is really close to me pulling the trigger on a 5, but I'm gonna go with the 4+. Wink.
4+. Okay.
So am I gonna be a cool guy or am I gonna be a chump Pat?
Well, that's a good question, Jared, because you all have valid points to sway me either way on this one. And I think in my heart of hearts, I'm gonna go and be 3 cool guys at a 4. 3 cool guys at a 4.
Oh, we got John Roberts done this court, Delvin.
I knew it. Yeah, I just have a question for you guys. Why don't you like joy? You know, like why?
Because I like pain. And
what about
sometimes
sunshine?
I like sunshine and rain.
Pump it up.
Pump it up. Keep it going now.
Who's John Roberts?
I don't know.
I got it, Jason. Let's just keep going.
All right. Well, with that, let's go ahead and move on to the story synopsis, and that's brought to you by Delvin.
While attending a demonstration in radiology, high school student Peter Parker was bitten by a spider which had accidentally been exposed to radioactive rays. Through a miracle of science, Peter soon found that he had gained the spider's powers and had, in effect, become a human spider, a Spider-Man.
Stanley presents The Amazing Spider-Man.
The title of this issue is Nothing Can Stop the Juggernaut. Sorry, I just got a flashback of the X-Men video game in the arcade. Nothing can stop the Juggernaut. No.
I'm glad.
There you got somebody. Yeah. All right, cool. I shall continue with the synopsis now. Madam Web's got problems, y'all. She sees a dark force coming to destroy her, and though being in Spider-Man's orbit delays the inevitable, she winds up falling to a horrible death. I realize it could be describing the Madam Web movie here, but this was an actual vision Madam Web has in this comic book. She calls Spider-Man to get him ready to stop this unstoppable foe. Honestly, that's the whole setup. The bad guy she's envisioning is the Juggernaut, and they being Black Tom and Jugs, want Madam Web's power to help combat the X-Men. Pete tries over and over again to stop the Juggernaut, and look, Spider-Man is wonderful, but there's not much he has to stop an unstoppable foe. Juggernaut makes it to Web's apartment and detaches her from her life-sustaining web mechanism, rendering her unconscious. While not meaning to hurt her, Juggernaut also didn't seem to give a damn about what he did and begins to trudge back to the boat. But he's about to have a very angry Spidey to deal with, who has vowed to stop him no matter what. Back to you, Pat.
All right. Thank you for that story synopsis. Let's go ahead and get into the bric-a-brac for this issue and find out, is it a first read or a reread? We'll start with Jason Keene. First read or reread?
It's a first read for me, Pat.
Awesome. Moving right along, Jason the Weasel Skull.
This is an interesting one because it's actually a reread because I had put the dates down on my physical calendar, and I thought that when we moved this time, I thought weeks ago I had prepared for it, so I had read it then, and enough time had gone by, so I read it again today. But for the show, it's a first read.
All right, I'm confused, but
when we make the calendar, he writes it on a physical calendar in his house, and then, it changes, but the physical calendar in his house doesn't change.
Yeah, I still haven't sorted through that one yet.
All right, well, I guess I'm going to call it a first read then for you because you had reread it once.
Yeah, for the show.
For the show. Yeah. I read it I've read it twice for the show. This is the second time I've read it for the show, but for the show, this is my first read. It's confusing.
Delvin, first read or reread?
I'll say first read, Jason. It's a first read for me. Next issue, I'm not going to be so lucky, but this one, first read.
Tipping your head already on that one. Jared, first read or reread?
Well, speaking of tipping your hand, I warned you a handful of episodes ago that we were going to start hitting a vein here, and the vein has begun. This is a reread.
No.
This is about where my collection really gets going, and this is going to be a lot of rereads from Jared from here on in.
That's fair. That is
I was about to start booing, but it's coming up to me too. So.
So a lot of these came from the Heart of Dixie Military Surplus Guns, Knives, and Comic Book Shop.
That is fair. And I think probably what we may have to start to do is reading rainbows for when we all read them. And reversed.
Put the rainbow. Hey, we all read it. That's right. There you go. That's the way to go.
There we go. That's the way to head it off that way. All right. Well, it is a first read for me. So that makes 3 cool guys at a first read. Right. No, 4 cool guys and 1 chump. Wah, 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 wah. All right. Let's go ahead and get to some high, lows, or what does. And we'll go around a couple times. First round, we're going to start with Jason Keene. You got a high, low, or a what the?
Oh, I've definitely got a high. On the second page, when we're still in Madam Web's dream, I love the way John Romita Jr. is drawing the spider coming off of Spider-Man's costume. Don't know if that was just something she saw or if that's just, her interpretation of what his costume might be since she can't actually see it. But it was a very cool image, right up there with how creepy her mouthless scream was. So page 2 really did it for me.
Yes, definitely that creepiness of her not having a mouth is really kind of saying, and me continuing to think this is Aunt May in a bit. I'm like, why is Aunt May screaming like that? Is she in the hospital? Something wrong with her again? I didn't know what was happening.
Probably, Pat. Something's probably wrong with it. Did anyone else think that first page looked like Todd McFarlane artwork? Just me?
The big splash page.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that, but yeah.
I can see that maybe because it is reminiscent of when he first got his own Spider-Man title. He did the Wendigo story, and it has that feel with the big lurking monster in the background. And maybe where you're getting that from. I once you said it, I can see that.
Well, and Spider-Man in that kind of a pose that Spider-Man does there.
I just now noticed the credit of Jim Shooter as the dream analyst on that page.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how he's credited, dream analyst.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to Delvin. Since you were asking a question, let's go to you and get your high, low, or what this.
I am full of highs for this Spidey, and I'm happy for that because we've had some slow ones, and like it just feels like, as soon as I even picked this up, I was like, oh my God, it's just like a breath of fresh air. This is Spider-Man. Sometimes you need you need to show how powerful your hero is by having them beating some cupcakes, but sometimes you have to have them go against that unbeatable foe. And how are they going to react to that? And nothing Spider-Man does seems to stop him and slow him down. And so you can already tell what the story is going to be. How's he going to do it? Is he going to be able to do it at all? It doesn't look like it because, the man has the ingenious idea of the webs. He threw a literal 1,000,000 volts of electricity. He dropped them down a long freaking hole. Nothing stopped him. What is he going to do? Love it.
Definitely agree with you that on Delvin with the last few issues we've read have just not gotten to the level we were used to. And this one definitely has punched up a couple levels on this one, definitely moving up on this one. So I do think we're in for some really cool stories, hopefully going forward. And I don't know if Roger's on here for a while.
He's on at least for a little while more.
Okay.
I know.
Enough to get an omnibus.
Well, yeah, obviously that's true. Yep.
I actually remember how he stops the Juggernaut. But I won't say.
Well, we will find out. Don't tell anybody. Don't hold.
Well, stop's a strong word. Like slows him down enough to resolve the issue. He'll be back.
Possibly with some fruitcakes or some
cream.
Maybe.
Stronger man than you'll ever be.
Speaking about the stronger man than you'll ever be, Jason, the Weasel Skull. Do you have a high, low, or what the?
Yeah, I have a high. The pacing of the book was a page turner. It started a little slow, but it's kind of like what you guys were saying. I felt a little bit like Juggernaut at the beginning of the book. Like, I need something to happen. I want to bust out of this ship, and I'm just going to walk across this water to get to some action. And boy, once he makes land, it's not just Spider-Man trying to stop him. It's everywhere Peter goes, like that phone rings, and and Madam Web's like, you need to hurry the F up, man. Yeah. Because these guys are coming. And so that sense of tension just keeps picking up and picking up and picking up till you get to the battle itself. And boy, like Delvin said, Spider-Man threw everything he had at him. And he was resourceful, and he used all his powers, and it didn't do diddly squat. And to me, the ending of it with Juggernaut just like, she's useless to me. Just the nonchalance and casual disregard just kind of tells the story. Like Spider-Man is massively outclassed here. But the pacing of the book from beginning to end was just really good. Really strong read.
Definitely. I was getting that feeling too. It was once he started moving forward, it's like, let's get to it. Let's go. Let's move. Let's get some action happening. And we did. We got to see that. Jared, what's your thoughts? High, lows, or what the?
I suspect I'm probably stealing a high from you, Pat, because you're the guy who loves this kind of thing. But I thought this was like really fun, Amazing Spider-Man Chronicles payoff here.
Yeah.
With the continuity from the X-Men book. Like the last time we saw Juggernaut, he was hanging out with Black Tom.
Yeah.
Who's not, by the way. But that's who he's hanging out with.
His name is Tom.
Oh, my bad.
Jared, black as in sinister. Like,
All right. Yeah. Hang on. I got to cancel a t-shirt order I just made for Delvin. Hang on a second. Okay. like I thought that was neat. Like this is sort of the funness where the puzzle pieces come together for LONGBOX Crusade and Amazing Spider-Man Chronicles. Because episodes and episodes ago, we saw Juggernaut with Black Tom, which is starting to make me think that might have been his first appearance. Maybe we talked about that.
I don't know,
but if, like Jason, I think mentioned one of the Jasons. Like this has got to be a relatively early in the Juggernaut storyline because nobody really knows a lot about him. And it was just neat to make the connections. And that's a theme for tonight's episode because, spoiler alert, there's more connections to be made in broader stories in the X-Men book as well. So this is definitely that Jim Shooter era where things are connecting really well. Like you can tell the editors in their meetings, in their weekly meetings or however often they had them, were just cooking. They were just like, hey, I'm done with this Juggernaut Black Tom thing. And then Roger Stern was probably sitting there, or DeFalco, the editor, was probably sitting there and going, we can use that. Let's bring those guys to New York. And it's all clicking. Like this is the Marvel that just warms the cockles and non-coccular areas of my heart.
Yes. And who wouldn't want both of those warmed up?
And hot nuts.
Mm-hmm. And could be why you asked that question on the cover.
Right now you can't edit that out because you
I know. Now I have to
later.
I did it to myself. All right. Well, you're right, Jared. I do like that continuity there. And when I saw that, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh man, this is pulling things together. And I was trying to remember what all happened in that X-Men issue as well. Because it was like 2 issues that they were in it too.
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very good. And I like that when that happens, that continuity is happening and it's sporadic like that. It's like, ooh, there's a little treasure in there for everybody. But speaking about little treasures, let's go ahead and get to our second round of high, lows, or what does, and let's get to Jason Keene. You got another high, low, or what the?
Oh, I've got so many to pick from. I'm going to go, since we were talking about Black Tom, he uses a couple of words that stood out to me. One was skedaddle, which I just thought was a funky word to use, and I looked it up just because I had to know if it was English or Irish in origin. It's not. It's American. So he must have picked that up off the golf course because he also used stymie, which is a golf term for when your ball blocks another player's shot. So there you go. English lesson done.
That's what happened to Havoc when Corsair came by in the next book we're going to talk about.
Ooh.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that's some good English lessons going on here. I've heard of the word stymie, and I've heard of the word, what did you say?
Skedaddle.
Maybe I didn't hear that.
Skedaddle.
Skedaddle. I've heard skedaddle.
Skedaddle. I've heard of that. Yes, skedaddle. Get out of there. But
I think it's like popcorn and peanuts with caramel on it. I think that's skedaddle.
Snickerdoodle.
That's fiddle faddle.
Oh, fiddle faddle.
My bad.
I do the joke, but I couldn't remember what it was called.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to Delvin. High, low, or what the?
It really is impressive how powerful Juggernaut is. And I actually just read a Amazing Spider-Man comic book that had Juggernaut in it. He just appeared in modern day Amazing Spider-Man. And so he has some staying power, old Kane Marco. He's on the side of the Angels right now. And if you even look at this issue, he's a stereotypical bad guy, but yes, other than the millions of dollars of property damage and the kidnapping, he wasn't doing anything nefarious, but it's also just interesting how ridiculously stupid strong he was and all the things that they threw, or Spidey threw at him. Spidey threw powerful things at this man. He tried conventional stuff, didn't work. I already mentioned it, but it's still just impressive that somehow through this book, the whole purpose of Juggernaut was to be ridiculously unstoppable. And yet somehow he wasn't one note. I was very impressed by that.
He is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Jason.
Mine's a what the, but a high what the. I am still really curious about Madam Web. What's her backstory? That's a lot of high-tech equipment that she has there. How did she come to be in that apartment? Who provided that equipment? What is her purpose here? She's really just kind of entered into Spider-Man's life spontaneously, and we don't know a lot about her. So very interesting character and somebody that's got me very intrigued.
Yeah, there is not much that we currently know about her, and makes it interesting that she can just track Spider-Man down and knows his identity.
I think they did a Madam Web movie that'll probably just tell you everything you need to know. I couldn't finish this.
Serious question. Has anybody seen that movie? I mean, I heard it was so bad I avoided it.
I don't know what I do know what Sony's doing. They're simply keeping the properties. It's like, y'all, just sell it to Disney and be done with it. Because this whole idea of we're going to come up with all these Spider-Man related movies, but not have Spider-Man in it. Aren't you going to care? No.
Yeah, I might watch like Aunt May stopping the guys at the old folks' home, like that one.
Yeah, that could be amazing.
Yeah, it's too bad the Angela Lansbury.
It's called Murder She Wrote.
That would have been great. Exactly, Pat. Angela Lansbury as Aunt May. That would be fantastic.
Now that's how I'm actually going to watch Murder She Wrote. If I'm just going to watch Murder She Wrote and just say, "Oh, this must be like a dream that Aunt May had."
This is Aunt May. Yes,
that would be fun to see. Jarrett, high, low, or what the?
Hi. This we've got a lot of nice things to say about this book. I don't know that many lows, but man, I just did the math. It was quick math because I did it while Delvin was talking. 173 panels.
Wow.
And 22 pages, which is almost 7.9 panels per page.
Wow.
Boy, oh boy. When I look at that and I go, man, freaking John Romita, this is the junior, right? This is junior's on the book.
Yes, it is.
John Romita Jr. is just in his bag, having to draw very small, which means Mooney has to ink small. I mean, I know that these are done, on larger and then scaled down to make a book, but still, gosh dang, that is a ton of panel work. That is a ton of ink work. It's a lot of small drawing, and it just all looks good. I really like Mooney's inks on Romita Jr.'s pencils, and I don't know how often we see that. I'll have to keep an eye on that, but it's just really clicking and just so much going on. Like this book would, to make the very obvious, modern comic book comparison that every podcast makes, this book would probably be 2 or 3 books long in modern comics, because they don't do panel counts like this anymore. And I'm not here to cast stones. I've written a couple of comics. I've never mentioned that before, but like I personally have a rule that I won't do more than 5 panels per page unless I like absolutely have to do something artsy fartsy with it. Like I don't like to make Mark do more than 5 panels per page. And this dude is doing almost 7.9 panels per page. And that's counting the one panel splash page opener. So like, wow, just the craft and the time and the detail, and they just don't make them like this anymore. And for some reason, as I think the Weasel Skull, not to be confused with the Weasel Skull, one of y'all said, the pace is great. It's like a ticking time bomb story. And it's that much panel, but it doesn't feel, let's say, Claremontian.
True. There wasn't a lot of overly worded balloons in here at all. And I like that. I wanted to bring up, and nobody brought this up, was the other Spider-Man stuff going on with some of the other side characters. And
there's a lot going on, isn't there?
There's a lot going on. There's a lot being set up. You got Betty Brant is back. And then you have also when Peter's like, well, can you call like the Avengers or Fantastic Four to come help out? Well, they're busy. They also give you the thing that tells you, go check out these issues and we'll find out why. Like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then you got Wong from Doctor Strange is in here too. I'm like, wow, there is a lot being crammed into this issue of a story that's happening. Anybody else have anything else you want to get off before we roll into silly Spidey moments? All right.
There's probably like 120 more things we could talk about, but let's just let the guest. It's got one more, I guess.
Yeah, I just want to throw in one. I love that Betty Brant shows up and really tempts fate by saying that she hopes to be married a long, long time.
That's totally going to work out. There's not going to be any complications there. That's all good.
I hope so too. I don't know for sure, but we will see.
Fingers crossed for those kids.
Just a couple of star-crossed lovers, man.
Let's go ahead and move into silly Spidey moments. Jason Keene, do you have a silly Spidey moment?
Suck an egg, Pat.
That's mine. That's mine too.
Man, I totally missed that one. Where's Suck an Egg at?
Spidey told Juggernaut to go suck an egg.
I missed it. Oh man,
through the door, through a closed door. That's the best part. It's basically knock, knock, little pig, let me come in, suck an egg.
There is some good. Yeah.
There it is, suck an egg, Chucky. Awesome.
All right, we'll go to Delvin. You got a silly spider? That's it. That was it.
Yeah. What the weasel skull said. I'm with him.
Jason, the original OG weasel.
Mine was. It wasn't a quip or anything. It's when he goes back to the Bugle and he runs into Robbie. He's like, "Hey, Robbie, you got any work for a freelance photography?" And he's like, "No, man, you're lazy. Ain't been here for weeks. Lance Bannon been doing all this work.
Bannon's been coming to work. That's all I know."
Yeah. 2 panels later, Betty comes back. "Can I get my job back?" "Sure you can, Betty." "I've been saving this spot for you." Boy, old Peter just got tanked, man. I just was laughing. 2 panels later, Betty's got a job. Peter's hitting the streets.
Jarrett, do you have a silly Spidey?
I actually have 2, so I'm going to defer to you, and maybe you pick one of the ones that I pick, and I'll pick the other one.
Oh, boy. I'd like to suck the egg one, so maybe if there's a different one that you found.
I have 2 others that I really liked. I'll regale you with both of them then. I really like the part where Spidey's like tugging with all his might on the Juggernaut's arm, and it's not doing much. And he says, "Give up. Us Spider-Men don't know the meaning of those words, and vocabulary isn't our strong suit either." I like that. And the one time when I actually did laugh out loud, it is kind of a subtle joke, but not super subtle, is like when Madam Web is literally calling him wherever he goes. And I think it was a cop or something. He was like, "It's for you, Spidey." He's like, "My answering service is ridiculous."
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny. Because just the comedic tone of that, of no matter where he goes,
she's calling
him. Was funny to me. It reminds me of the old, if for Seinfeld fans, there's an ongoing bit where George just somehow finds Jerry wherever he is. So it's like he was in a confessional one time at a Catholic church. Yeah, George came in. It's like, what? Jerry, I got to talk to you right away.
Oh, all right. Good Spidey moments there. But let's find out how we're going to rate this story. Again, we do a 1 through 5 story rating here. 5 is you loved it. It tickled your tummy feathers. 4, you really liked it. 3, liked it. 2, you didn't like it. And 1, you hated it. It ruffled your tummy feathers.
Against the grain.
Let's go ahead and go to Jason Keene. 1 through 5 for the story.
It's got to be a 5, Pat. It's got to be a 5. From the very beginning, when you've got the awesome dream sequence up until the very last page where Spider-Man is swearing revenge on the Juggernaut and citing the names of Uncle Ben and Captain Stacy and all the other people that he's going to do this for because that's what he does. And yeah, it's a 5.
All right. Yeah. He means business. Delvin, do you agree with him?
Yes, Pat. I do agree with Jason King. It is a 5. I could pontificate on that a lot, but I think I already did. To me, this is quintessential Spider-Man. Like, I can't even say how much I love this book, and I'll go ahead and spoil it. Next issue is going to be a 5 too, because like when Spider-Man is like on his job like this, I mean, this is why I read Spider-Man. This is why Spider-Man is my favorite character ever. He is against insurmountable odds. Before he wasn't mad, and now he's mad because he not only did he fail to protect Madam Web, but like it was literally for nothing. So now he's just pissed off and is like, I don't care what I have to do. I will stop this dude. I will stop him. I will stop the unstoppable. And it's like, how's he going to do it? I cannot wait to find out. But this issue is a 5.
All right. That's very high praise from Delvin. Let's go to Jason, the Weasel Skull.
I was fluctuating back and forth between a 4 and a 5. The other guys talked me into it. I'm going to land on a 5 here. I'm excited to see, like, to me, it was like setting up, and I'm like, I think the next book could possibly be a 5, but what if they don't stick the landing, you know? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I just want to hold a 4 here, but you guys are right. I mean, regardless of what happens next issue, and according to Delvin, is going to be pretty good. This one by itself is a 5.
Okay, Jared, stakes are high right now. Are you with them or are you going below them?
I actually didn't read it, so I can't really score it. I did a lot of guesswork during the discussion. Sounds like I guessed well.
You did?
But no, 5. Yeah, 5. It just had great pacing. Like I said, it's like a ticking time bomb style story, and just a welcome return. Again, I'm going to be breaking some rainbows in the near future. And I saw this cover. I remember the storyline. I know how it ends, and I'm looking forward to reading next issue or rereading next issue. Sorry, everybody.
Only one of us can ruin the 5 streak now, Pat.
Exactly. And boy, let me tell you, I am at a 5. So we're going to get up now. Everybody get up, sing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up, get down now. 5. It had a lot of everything in it, and it turned out really good. I can't wait.
Yeah, I
can't wait.
I could not be happier. Like from the cover, like I finished reading it, like, and I was just like, this book was freaking awesome. 40-year-old book, and I love that. Everything old is like bad. No, heck no. Like if there's a reason that if you see this book and it's dog-eared and you can pick it up for 50 cents, you better, because like you're going to get a story that's just as good as anything that's out today. This was fantastic.
All right.
Oh, breaking news in the chat from the super secret chat, which you too could be a part of if you go to patreon.com, check out Longbox Crusade for as little as $1 a month. You could be in on these secret recordings that we do just for the club members. Club member and chat leader, Captivating Kathy Wright, the MVP, is informing us in the chat that the band 5 is making a comeback. They have reunited. Maybe she can give us more details. Are they going to release an album? Are they just going on tour? We need to know more.
I can't wait for that. You know, I like me some boy bands. Definitely. And speaking about some boy bands, let's go ahead and get into Karma Count for this issue.
Oh, shoot. Karma Count. I forgot about Karma Count.
Yeah. We got the Karma Count. What do you think the karma is going to be on this one? We'll start with Jason Keene.
I'm never any good at guessing these. I always guess low, so I'm going to go high just for funsies and say 32.
Jason?
Well, he always does it by factors of 5. I've learned that. Del's just so confident. He's already got his number, and I'm sitting here second guessing myself. 25 karma points.
Delvin?
I don't think that Spider-Man did not succeed at any point. There was a ton of property damage. 10. He didn't die. There's not a lot that he did. It's a good point. 10.
Jared?
Oh, you go ahead, Pat.
Oh, sure. I will give it 10, 15. I'm going to do 15. You know what? I'll try to get the halfway between 10 and the 20.
Then I'll go on the high end. I'll be the highest of us all at 35.
Okay. 32, 35, 25, and 15, or 10, 15. Yep. All right. Well,
we all know that Auburn Elvis has already texted Delvin what the answer was. Yeah. This is how it goes every episode.
Well, let's go ahead and get into it and listen to the Karma Count, brought to you by Auburn Elvis.
I guess I'm your karma, and I love it. I can't get enough of it. There's nothing above it.
Hi, Crusaders. This is Auburn Elvis. Have you ever asked yourself if superheroes can improve their strength by working out? Well, according to the 1984 Marvel superhero role-playing game, they can, but it ain't easy. In the game, heroes gain and lose karma for how heroic their actions are. Karma can be saved up over time and spent to improve a hero's ability scores. Improving an ability costs 10 times its current score, so if Spider-Man wanted to improve his strength of 40 to a 41, it would cost him 400 karma points. And to give you an idea of how long it would take Spidey to earn that much karma, here's the karma count for his actions in this issue. Amazing Spider-Man 229 begins with Madam Web having a dream about her, Spider-Man, and Juggernauty involved in some rough role-playing. I'm not sure shouting please is the best safe word, Madam Web. Anyway, she wakes up and decides to spoil Peter's day by giving him absolutely no useful information about her impending attack. Peter takes it in stride and just goes on into work. At the Bugle, Peter makes his rounds chatting up the usual folks, and then Betty Brant strolls in looking like $1 million and makes everyone feel awkward. Peter is saved by another phone call from Madam Web telling him it's time for him to earn some karma. He rushes over to Battery Park in costume, ready for action, and it doesn't take long to find it. Juggernaut is blazing a path through the streets of New York in search of Madam Web. Spidey tries all kinds of attacks to stop the Juggernaut, but none of them have any impact. All Spidey has to show for his effort are some bruises and 10 points of karma deductions for property damage. Madam Web calls again and gives Spidey some clues that make sense to us readers, but only prove to confuse our hero more. Out of ideas, Spidey rushes over to Dr. Strange's house for some advice. Wong basically tells Spidey he's in over his head before Madam Web calls again and wastes more of Spidey's time. At a loss, Spider-Man decides to go to Madam Web's apartment first and make a last-ditch effort to hold off Juggernaut. Spidey's plan only succeeds in costing him another 5 points of karma for more property damage. Juggernaut buries Spidey under some rubble and wrenches Madam Web out of the chair that was keeping her crippled body alive. Realizing that a dead old lady is pretty much worthless to his plans, Juggernaut decides to just leave. Spidey's biggest win of the day comes when he gives Madam Web CPR, keeping her alive until the paramedics arrive. That's a 20-point karma bonus for the rescue. The issue ends with Spider-Man resolving to finally stop the Juggernaut or die trying. And you know what? We're going to give him 5 extra karma for that. He's certainly going to need it. That brings the karma Spidey earned in this issue up to 10 karma. Wow! Don't spend it all in one place, Spider-Man. Only 39 more days like this and you'd have enough karma to increase your strength from a 40 to a 41. I'm Auburn Elvis. Thank you very much for listening to this karma count. All right, Joe November, play us some tunes to watch a frail old woman get ripped off life support. Please.
I guess I'm your karma, and I love it. I can't get enough of it. There's nothing above it.
I don't have to be Madam Web to know that this is some bullshit.
What a f***ing surprise. Oh, I'm sorry. We're live.
I'm just like one of the greatest motherfuckers of all time. You know, the best looking, really.
I thought it was the other team in Alabama that fixed stuff. I didn't realize Auburn did too.
Nah, this is a bunch of BS. Man. Apologies to Kathleen for our strong language in the live.
What can I say? I go to the bathroom. I piss excellence.
So predictable. So predictable.
Well, I was close by 15, but
you were.
I was.
You almost had it.
And I don't even get the answers.
You probably would have won.
Yeah, I don't even get the answers from them. You think I would, but I don't.
Oh my goodness, best day ever. That woke me up. I'm ready for the second half of the show now.
All right, well, that's a good segue, Delvin, because let's get to the second half of the show. But before we do that, you got a comment or a question, send us an email at contact@longboxcrusade.com or make a comment on the Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook page. And Blue Sky, if you're nasty, we'll be right back.
Discover the legendary Q106.5 in your car, on your smart speaker, on your phone. Browse to Q1065.com. 80s, 90s. This is a radio station with a vibe. Download our app or listen online. Search at Q1065 Radio on social media. The Q is your favorite radio station. Discover Q106.5 and hear the 80s and 90s hits on the radio station with personality. Q106.5.
Welcome back from the break. Now let's get to the second featured comic for this episode, which is determined by our Crusader Club members. Club members get to vote on this segment using the online poll only available on the Longbox Crusade page at patreon.com. As always, we want to thank our Crusader Club members for voting to help determine the programming for this show. If you want to get in on that voting and all the other amazing benefits of being a Crusaders Club member, just head on over to patreon.com and search for Longbox Crusade, where you can join us for as little as $1 a month and help determine what each episode's second feature will be. For this episode, the Crusader Club members selected Uncanny X-Men issue number 158. The credits for this issue are again provided by Mike's Amazing World of Comics website. Publisher was Marvel. It's got a cover date of June 1982, but its on sale date was March 9th of 1982. Cover price is 60 cents. The editor is Louise Simonson. Writer is Chris S. Claremont.
Esquire.
The penciler is Dave Cockrum. Inker is Bob Wycheck. Letters go to Joseph Rosen. And the colorist is, again, Glennis Ween.
Woo! Double dose of Glennis on this episode.
Double Ween. Oh, yeah. I love it. You can read along with us either in X-Men Classic number 62, the Essential X-Men Volume 3 trade paperback, Marvel Masterworks Volume 151 of Uncanny X-Men Volume 7, or the Uncanny X-Men Omnibus Volume 3. It's also in Captain Marvel vs. Rogue trade paperback, or the X-Men Epic Collection, the Brood Saga trade paperback. And the cover goes to Dave Cockrum with that solid cover. Speaking about that solid Cockrum cover, Jared, give us your cover description.
I will give you a cover description, but only after I give you the update that the boy band 5 that we discussed is going on tour in 2025.
Ooh, all right. Ooh.
All your boy band updates right here on the show. All right, time for the cover description. The Marvel Comics Group banner is light blue with black letters. The team is still sprinting from the corner box, and said corner box is green. The main action depicts Rogue, Star Fox, Lady.
It's
Star
Rogue.
Fox?
It's Rogue.
Rogue Lady Fox.
Rogue
Fox?
Rogue.
It's all. It's my bit. It's my bit. I'm reading my bit.
I'm just helping.
Okay. Well, I will continue to read. I don't know. I wrote this before I read the issue, so let's go with Rogue. Rogue is punching Wolverine through a wall, and he's flying off the panel, seemingly right at us. Oh, and Storm is zapping probably Rogue, and probably Rogue doesn't seem to care. Back to you, Pat.
It's Star Fox.
Ah!
Oh, he got
Lady Fox? Rogue
Lady Fox.
Rogue Lady Fox.
She's got the whip of the hair do.
Yeah. This is early Rogue designs.
Yeah. It's like, here, we're trying something out here. Let's go ahead and get some cover thoughts on this, and we'll go to Jason Keene. What's your thoughts on the cover?
I like the cover a lot. I like the brown costume of Wolverine, even if he's getting his head knocked off by Star Rogue. And I like the action from Storm coming in and zapping her with lightning. I would have appreciated maybe if Carol Danvers had made the cover, since she's kind of such a big part of the issue. But other than that, I've got no complaints about it whatsoever. It's serviceable if you can get over Rogue and her skunk hairdo.
I don't know if it's just a costume, too.
Yeah, it's an early design. Hadn't hit their stride yet.
True. Jason, the other Jason, what's your thoughts on the cover?
Well, with the costume, she's got those Explorer pants, with those little things
with the
out of
wings
the leg.
the pilot pants wings. Or something like that. Right?
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Now, I like this cover a lot, and part of it is X-Men nostalgia, X-Men lore. This is where we're starting to get introduced to Rogue, the villain, before she becomes Rogue, the hero. Probably one of the most popular heroes in the X-Men. So to see her on the cover just kind of knocking Wolverine through the wall, that's a dynamic action shot right there. And Storm's lightning bolts just being ineffective on her. It really teases a good time. And like I said, it kind of tickles that nostalgia funny bone. So I like it.
Jared.
I didn't read it. Oh, it's a cover. Never mind. It's a cover. I like it. It's Dave Cockrum, and it's early design Rogue, which, your mileage may vary. And it's action oriented. I like how Wolverine's kind of flying towards us. I do like the 80s brown costume. The broken rubble is kind of cool. But aside from that, like, the background is just pure red, right? Which I guess is okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Storm's just like, she's kind of like the girlfriend on the side. He's like, y'all quit. y'all stop it. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. The Rogue thing or the Storm thing just seems like she's in this book, so have her doing something. It feels like she was added after the main drawing was done, because Rogue is like not affected in any way by that blast. But still, it's Cockrum and it has high energy. It's just not. It's not top tier Cockrum to me, but it's cool.
You're right. It's kind of like he drew that, and then he's like, "Man, I got a lot of red space up here in the corner."
Yeah, I think Storm's in this one.
Interesting. Delvin, what's your thoughts on the cover?
I completely agree with Jared on that. it's Dave Cockrum. So like he's graded on a steeper curve that he created because he's come up with some banger covers in the past where it's just like, oh, la-di-da. Okay, I've just casually dropped some brilliance. I'm going to go and drink tea or whatever the heck it is that Dave Cockrum did after he drew banger covers. How would I know? I mean, it's a better cover than I could ever draw. Wolverine looks fine. And, you know, Rogue is knocking the crap out of him. It does feel a little rushed, but like, I mean, it's Dave Cockrum. So, I mean, it's not like it's bad. It's not. It's just not at that breathtakingly beautiful cover / interior art that we have just come to be accustomed to from Dave Cockrum. That's all it is.
That Doom cover, man. That's the masterpiece to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there is something just kind of off on this one. And I don't know, maybe it's the rubble tool around that's happening, that it's just so dark. And then with them running in the corner box, seems a little busy up there as well. Maybe. I like the heads.
Yeah, the floating heads are a little simpler.
Yeah, I think it's just too busy up in that corner. But yeah, let's go ahead and find out what we think on the ratings. Let's just get to that point. So it is a 1 through 5 rating on the cover. 5 is you loved it. It gave you a ring to swing from. 4, you really liked it. 3, you liked it. 2, you didn't like it. And 1, you hated it. It turned you into a baby. Jason Keene, what's your rating on the cover?
At the risk of being the low end, I'm going to say a 3. Like I said, I wish Carol Danvers had been on the cover. I think, reading the story, that's kind of a main point. And if she'd have been there, even in the background, like Storm, not doing anything.
If she could have been filling up that other red spot by Storm, like further in the back, that might have been cool. But then that might have spoiled it as well.
That's true. But yeah, overall 3.
All right. He's starting us off at the 3. We'll go to Delvin.
I'm with Jason. I think it's a Cockrum 3. So, that might be average artist 5, but for Dave Cockrum, it's a 3.
Jason, the Weasel?
I'll probably be the high end here. I'm going to give it a 4. I agree with you. It's probably technically a Cockrum 3, but this is first Rogue in the X-Men. I've got to bump it up 1 for that. So 4 from me.
Not going to fault you on that one at all. Can definitely do that. Jarrett, 3 or 4, or are you going to do a different number?
I will speak for AU Kathy in the chat, the super secret chat, which you too could be a part on patreon.com/longbox crusade. She gave it a 3. She said, I think the longer we look at, the more things we find quote unquote wrong with it. And I think that's not too far off base, but I do like it. And I'll join team 3.
Team 3 it is. And so with that, it is time to knock on that door, everybody.
Almost everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I'll wait outside.
Never mind. Oh, man.
Oh, wait,
Jason's going to go hang out. Jason's going to go hang out with Mr. Roper.
Oh, boy. I'm so excited to get into 3, and we can do that, but I guess not. So 4 cool guys at a 3 and 1 chump at a 4. But a good 4. Very nostalgic 4.
I get it, though. Like,
I get it.
The highlight of your collecting days, and you pull this off the spinner. And who's this new villain that's powerful enough to, knock Wolverine through a wall and not care about being electrocuted, All right. Yeah, I get it.
All right. Well, Jason, since you had us stumped with that, let's go ahead and get a story synopsis.
Cyclops, Storm, Banshee, Nightcrawler, Wolverine, Colossus, Children of the Atom, students of Charles Xavier. Mutants, feared and hated by the world they have sworn to protect. These are the strangest heroes of all. These are the X-Men.
Stan Lee presents the Uncanny X-Men.
Well, Jared, did you want to read your synopsis? That'll lead into mine.
Sure, I prepared. We weren't sure if Jason was going to make it in time tonight, so I wrote a synopsis for him, but he managed to write something as well. So we will regale you with a little extra synopsis on this episode, folks. This is the synopsis that I wrote for X-Men, whatever number this was. I'm going to say 158. Good guess. Okay. And the title is The Life That Late I Led. And I wrote, Jason may not have made it in time to write a synopsis, but don't worry, folks. Jared is here to save the day. Our story begins with words. Carol Danvers sparring with the Starjammers. Words. Kitty Pryde, teenage angst, and a reminder that she's 14, and the less we say about that, the better. Words. Professor X, some kind of mind struggle, something, Lalandra, words. Senator Kelly, words. Havoc meets his dad, words. Something, Storm Carol, and Wolverine sneak into the Pentagon to plant a computer virus to erase any records of the mutants. I gave that one a whole sentence because that's a pretty ahead of its time idea. Words, fight Rogue and Mystique, words. More words. The X-Men and Carol win the day, and Danvers takes the opportunity to delete her records too. Did I miss anything? Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this issue has an appearance of everyone's not sure why he's here, but dang if he isn't awesome, Peter Mother Forging Corbeau. Oh, that's synopsis number 1.
All right, I'll pick it up from here.
MFC.
Let's see. And I said, well, Jason made it, so I will treat you all to a poetic rendering of Jared's synopsis. Carol fights with Starjammers, and it's a slaughter. Kitty reminds me why I'm happy I don't have a daughter. Professor X, is he all right? No, Jared, you're not getting out of this without a mind fight.
No!
Lalandra loves Charles, and boy, is she glad. Senator Kelly hates mutants because he is bad. Havoc is about to play with Polaris when his dad hits the door knocker. He may be Havoc's father, but for now, he's just a blocker. The government hates mutants, and the X-Men must resist. So they plant a virus to prove they don't exist. Of course they fight villains, because that's in vogue. They throw down with Mystique and the new villain Rogue. That's the story. I gave you the blow by blow. Oh, I almost forgot. It also had Peter Corbeau.
Woo!
There you go. You get all that entertainment.
Oh, man.
Man, that was excellent.
That was good.
You cranked that out just when you came on screen before we started?
Yeah.
That's pretty
whip that out.
That is impressive.
Jason's like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm talented.
All right, well, let's get to the bric-a-brac for this issue. Is it a first read or a reread? We'll start with Jason Keene.
This is a first read for me, Pat.
All right. Delvin, first read or reread?
First read, Pat.
Jared?
Still working on it. Started it about 3-4 weeks ago.
All right.
But I'll be done soon. I just know it. First read.
First read for you. Jason?
It's a first read for me.
What?
Yep. Had it in my collection, but it's one of those I've picked up along the way, but hadn't gotten back to read it yet.
Oh, that is good news, everybody, because it's a first read for me as well. That makes it a reading rainbow.
A reading rainbow.
Reading rainbow.
Everything is all right now.
Kathy's happy in the chat. She's got the full rainbow.
Full rainbows. We did it.
Woo!
All right. Well, let's see if we can do some high lows or what does. We'll go around 2 rounds, and we'll start with Jason Keene. High, low, or what the?
Let's see. I will start with a high. I enjoyed the talking, the lots and lots of talking with Senator Kelly. I mean, it was actually, kind of. It still resonates. The X-Men is all about, people blaming a group of other people, and those people are the problem. And it still holds up today. I think my favorite part is when the TV host calls Senator Kelly out, but didn't they just save you from assassination? And Kelly goes, that really isn't the point.
I have to agree with him. I voted for Senator Kelly. I'm not going to lie.
I think it just resonates. It speaks to, how people, and it worked for me. I enjoyed the small bit of politics that they're able to throw into this that still kind of resonates today.
And I think with that, the guy, he just wants to do what he needs to do, and he ain't going to stop the way he's thinking about it. And that's always the thing, though, with the X-Men. They're always kind of known as that team that just nobody likes, or they don't want them around. But they always find a way to stay around and do their best. Delvin, you got a high, low, or what the?
I think the most striking point in the book, the Senator Kelly thing, definitely, it definitely affected my emotions one way. Mm-hmm. But the scene where the bad guy was really Mystique, but Rogue was there all of a sudden, and then Carol Danvers ran into her and just completely turned into a different person. And that just kind of struck me because, you think about that. If you ran into someone who had caused you severe trauma, like Rogue did with Carol Danvers, you'd have that reaction too. She went from being cool, calm, collected lieutenant colonel to no, I don't care. We're about to throw hands. And she completely forgot mission and everything, but you couldn't blame her. You could not blame her for that because Rogue literally took something from her and she thought that she could never recover from it. So I thought that was just an incredible little bit of storytelling.
Definitely. And I like that how they're, again, as Jarrett mentioned before, just the other universe, what's going around this Marvel world is coming together in different pieces of it, that it made me oh, wow. I kind of want to know more about that. And they also, later on, they mentioned some other thing too about, check out this other issue about where the future goes for her and things like that. So interesting to see the world building that is going on in this issue. Jason, you got a high, low, or what the?
Man, there's a lot of stuff that happened in this issue. They crammed a lot in here. I think for me, the high was the Mission Impossible to break into the Pentagon and plant that computer virus. I thought that was the part that was most exciting. And to see Rogue fight the X-Men for the first time, man, it reminded me we didn't really understand all of her powers at first. I liked how she used Wolverine's enhanced senses to track them down, and the innovative way that Chris Claremont kind of designed her to basically turn their strongest powers against them. And I liked how it showed the limitations because she could steal Storm's power, but without Storm's discipline and training throughout the years, she wasn't able to control it. So it was just a really good sense of storytelling, sense of action. I think that was the highlight of the book for me.
And Jason, that wasn't the first time that's happened. White Queen tried to take over Storm's powers, and she did
similar results.
Similar results.
She is definitely a powerhouse for sure. Did we see Rogue earlier when, and I'm going to say a few issues or so back? Did we see her when they fought the Brotherhood? No, she wasn't there.
So.
Oh.
I want to say this might be her second appearance.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure. It's been a while. So, and anybody out there, correct us if we're wrong. We'll be glad to have your comments. Let us know if we are wrong in thinking what we're thinking. But I thought maybe she was when they fought the Brotherhood before, but I could be wrong. Maybe it was just a snippet of her. But yeah, it was really cool to see her get a little more attention. And I still got to get over that uniform. And just it's different, right? When you know somebody from later on, and now I'm going back and seeing her as the villain, it's strange and weird.
Remember in Spidey when we saw one of the early designs for, I think it was Sandman, and we were just what in the world? It's that same feeling.
It is. It's that weird feeling. It's but I liked it. I really liked it because she definitely has a good power set that can really, make things and stir things up and hard to handle. Just kind of like the Juggernaut. She could get unstoppable if she touches the right people and gets their powers. Jarrett, high, low, or what the?
Oh, there's so much going on. Like Jason said, I gave a full sentence in my review to the, let's go plant this virus. Like Jason said, the Mission Impossible style mission to erase it. Like planning a computer virus to erase, like in 1982.
Mm-hmm. Clever.
All right, Claremont, I see you. That is on the cutting edge of a story trope that's going to be used for decades to come.
That was Kitty's idea.
Was it? I couldn't remember. I could not remember.
Sure was, yeah.
It was.
My other high is by the way, this is very early. Senator Kelly. Remember, we saw first appearance of Senator Kelly just a couple issues ago. He was like in a couple panels at the Hellfire Club or something. It's very, very brief. So he's my other high because he's clearly a freedom-loving American who's just trying to protect us all from the. I continue my stick.
I'm ignoring any of that, and I wanted to mention though that he was in the Days of Future Past storyline. That was
because that's where they saved him when they mentioned in here, which I loved his pivot point on that, which was be that as it may. I love the superhero meme. You see it online from time to time where it's like, I'm Captain America. I was injected with the serum and I got these rippling muscles and I'm a great leader. And they're like, cool. And I'm the Thing. And I got hit by cosmic rays and I'm a giant, scary rock dude, but I'm cool. And everybody's like, yay. And he's like, I'm Wolverine. I'm a Canadian. You disgust me. How dare you? I'm still not sure how they figure out where to draw the line in Marvel. But Senator Kelly, he's going to be one of those foils for years. And all jokes aside, like I like him as a villain because to me, he's very Lex Luthorian in that he has no power per se, but like it's that difficult to deal with villain like Lex Luthor is, that
or J. Jonah Jameson
or J. Jones. Yeah, he's just an interesting guy. I know I have a long-standing bit of voting for him and all that stuff. You all know it's jokes because he's clearly made out to be this bad guy, but I like him in the sense that I like Lex Luthor and that he's got that. So it's interesting to me to see these early days of him to see where they're going to go with him. So I'll leave it with that. There's so much to talk about.
I want to mention something real quick. And just in that, you remember that line that in somewhere in the MCU, one of those movies where they were talking about like what your power was? No, it was Batman or something. And Batman's like, I'm rich.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there is, the powers like, okay, I could fly, I could shoot lightning. And then there is, I am a senator of the United States. That is power. It's
power of influence, certainly.
It's power of influence, power of being able to cast a vote that might make very, very powerful people do very powerful things. Same thing with Lex Luthor. Like, I mean, exosuit, all that, blah, blah, blah. His biggest power besides his intelligence is that he has all of that money. Money means influence. And so it's just a different kind of power.
I just am fascinated by those kind of villains, like especially Lex Luthor standing up to Superman. to effing Superman, but like he's not afraid at all. And something about that I like. Yeah.
Guy's got some moxie.
Yeah, it's like you're so out of your depth, but you're sort of like almost say he still sort of has this otherly power. To me, that's a fascinating thing in comic.
I like it that we're starting to see that storyline, slowly unfold and where it's going to go. And like you said, Jared, he's going to be around for a while.
I mean, I'm not the most biggest X guy, but I know he made it into the first movie, and the guy who played him was great too. I thought he was fantastic. Like, so he's got to be around for a while if he made it in the movie.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, speaking about being around for a while, let's go ahead and get to our second round. We'll go to Jason Keene. You got a high, low, or what the second round?
I'm going to give a high to Nightcrawler for being the only X-Men who didn't mess up during the fight. He came in, assessed the situation, flipped Rogue around, bounced out of the way, and then, stood back and let the other people do the heavy lifting, but he didn't get hit. He didn't get his powers absorbed. So full points to the team from Germany on this one.
He had a bit of more focus. Like we're not here to do all this, man.
I think that just goes to show the good training that they have in teamwork when they all work together. And
like Delvin said, though, remind me of Timothy Dalton, License to Kill, when he was sneaking around that boat. And that dude was like, his name was Sharky. And he was like, oh, that's it. It's on. It's on. I'm killing everybody. That was Carol Danvers.
That's true. That is true. All right, let's go to Delvin. High, low, or what the?
Well, we got to at least mention, I don't know what this is on the high, low, what the scale, but we got to mention what went on with Professor X, right? Because if you noticed what was going, like he's in a coma, but it looks like, he's in a battle with something. And I mean, they showed the half of that head. And if you know anything about X-Men history, he's fighting the Brood, man. And the Brood, those are dangerous foes. Like, is he infected? Is he about to turn into, Professor X Brood dude? Like, what is going on there? Like, it's something that's so intense that, like, he's trying to protect his X-Men by keeping the battle within, as it were. So I thought that was a very powerful point that, like, it was a little wordy, I'll admit, but, like, it only took up a few pages in the book to get to the main action. But it was a very important point, I think, because I peeked at the covers coming up. The Brood's just around the corner, and we all know anytime the Brood shows up, they are dangerous. They are very, very dangerous, and they're just about to get introduced.
Yeah, I'm the least experienced X dude probably on this entire panel, and even I was like, Brood, I see you. I see you, Brood. I see you. And I had the same questions. Is he infected? Probably. Something like, I didn't know they had mind powers. I thought they were just like aliens from Aliens, but I'm going to learn.
I don't know either, so I'm going to be with you a little bit on the Brood. I know of them, but I don't really know what their powers or specialty is. So this is going to be a good experience. I think we got some good stuff coming up in the next few months here as we go through. But let's go to Jason the Weasel Skull. High, low, or what the?
I'll give it a high to the continuing the story of introducing Corsair back to his children. That's been a very emotional connection for the X-Men. For Scott, obviously, we saw that a couple issues ago. Might have been last issue that we saw
there's
that.
Been a few issues. He's going through this.
Yep. And now Alex is getting told that his dad is still alive and reintroduced. And we didn't get a whole lot of words on that. It was very much left for us to assume. But I thought that was a really good piece of writing that Chris Claremont actually did. He kind of leaves it up to the audience, us as an individual, to think about what that would be like to be reconnected with our estranged father after all these years, not knowing if he was alive or dead. And so that just kind of added a little bit to the power. And this is going to be a continuing thread that we see going forward. But I like the continuation of that in this issue.
And we'll go to Jarrett. High, low, or what the?
Surprisingly, I'm going to give an X book another high. And I think I do this one on a lot of episodes, but dang if it doesn't bear repeating. We gave Cockrum a 3 on that cover because it felt a little rushed. But if we're going to cash in a little bit of rush job on a cover for the quality of the interior art, it's insane. It's insanely good. Like, wow. It's just, there's not a bad panel at all. And there's, again, panel count is high. I didn't count them this time, but it's incredible. It's just Cockrum and Wycheck. As I mentioned on almost all these, I read this in the Essential. So I got the inks only, no colors. And the black and white inks are just so good. They're so good. There's not a misstep in here. And he's drawing so many different characters and aliens and just a lot going on. And it doesn't miss a step. This guy is mind-bogglingly good.
I've got to do it. I'm sorry. It's all about the inks, the inks, the inks. It's all about the inks. No colors. There we go.
there we go.
Oh, Jared or Jason showing off that he knows something beyond
the 80s.
These 80s.
Beyond Def Leppard.
Limited, but a little bit.
A little limited, but still good. Still good. All right. Well, one thing I just wanted to mention was Mystique. That was cool that they brought her in. There's something bigger going on there. Wondering what's happening. So I'm interested. Claremont's doing this and what he continues to do. He's a good story builder, right? A lot of words, but he's making you put this story together and wanting more. As we
I almost feel bad for him because of how many story threads he's got going on right now.
Yeah,
Starjammers, Scott, Havoc, the Dad, the Brood. the Carol Danvers thing, which I'm not even sure why he picked that up. It's like, this is not even, she's not really an X universe person aside from
Dynamite.
But
you write a lot of
I guess I write a lot of threads in my communities, but it's just so much going on. And that was the big shocker to me. And I know we've had highs and lows, Pat. I'm just going to rub my mouth, but like, I was like, all this going on, and you decided you were going to take on the Carol Danvers story too? Like, she's not even really an X universe other than, that's where Rogue got her powers from. So there's a tangential connection, but I was like, dude, and then he still squeezed in Peter, Maurice Feldman, Corpo.
True.
Like, how do you do it?
I will say, in Chris's defense, Carol Danvers is kind of comes in and out, but she is a mainstay in the X-Men universe. She's very close to Wolverine. They served on a lot of missions together. In the early 2000s, she becomes an alcoholic, and Wolverine's been one of the people that helped her through that.
That's my actually favorite phase of her, because I associate her with Iron Man, because Tony Stark helped her.
Yeah, Tony Stark helped her.
I thought that was that was powerful to me. And I associate her a lot with the FF for her Ms. Marvel days, I think. But like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I missed this part of history. I just don't think of her as an X-Universe character, other than I do know that that's where Rogue's power set.
And I saw Peter Corbeau in an old issue of the Avengers I just read too. So Peter Corbeau's been getting around too.
We're going to start Corbeau cast, where we're going to index every appearance of Peter Corbeau. Delvin, you had something.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that again, in modern times, I'm reading Avengers, and the Avengers and the X-Men sort of had a crossover. And especially like given some of the events that have happened now in recent Marvel Comics history, they were kind of just like, the Avengers were kind of just saying to the X-Men, the Avengers are led by Carol Danvers right now. And she was having a conversation with Cyclops and kind of like, can I count on you if I need you? Because I think a big world event's coming, and like, we might need the strength of the X-Men. And it's like, yes. Like, because they're like, we have more in common now than ever. And they sort of relied on this early history that's going on right now. So it's like, not only did Jim Shooter do a great job of maybe having all the writers and stuff merge and start connecting the universe a little bit, it still reverbs till this day.
That's interesting. I think there's something to do with scale here. I think it feels like they're pared down some comics in modern Marvel. This is before, 87 X titles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the X's and like, I think there became a point where there was an X editors meeting where you're just planning on everything going on in the X universe, and a Spidey editors meeting, because it got that big, because there were that many Spider titles, that many X titles. This is just Jared's guesswork, that they couldn't really do in everybody's meeting. You just have to leave these characters alone because the X universe is using them. You just have to leave these alone because the Spider universe is using them, type of deal. But I think back here in this early Jim Shooter, everybody was in the meeting, and it sounds like that's happening again at Marvel with its condensed. Like, it sounds like there's more everybody meetings and not just X universe meetings of Spider meetings. That's just my guesswork.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into who went the extra mile for this issue. There's a few to choose from, a lot of different places. So we'll start again with Jason Keene. Who do you have as going the extra mile for this issue?
I'm going to stick with Nightcrawler. Like I said earlier, he followed the plan. He stayed in the car till he was called for, came in, cleaned up, and told everybody, hey, let's go. And they left. He stuck to the plan. So, yeah, I'm going with Kurt.
All right. Good choice on that one. Delvin, who went the extra mile for you?
I'll go with Rogue. Rogue was a Mike Foxtrot problem to where someone's a problem when Storm's like, oh, I'm just gonna create a cyclone and just get by, go away, because like, they threw the kitchen sink at her and they were not really stopping her. So that was kind of incredible. And just very quickly, the whole battle in the Pentagon thing was kind of cool too, because like, some people might think, hey, that's improbable. I worked at the Pentagon for a couple of years. And at one point, I remember the Army-Navy game that happens every year. Like, there was the Army band that was marching through the Pentagon playing music, and I'm sure the Navy band followed suit. So like a whole freaking band could walk through those hallways, like playing loud music and stuff. So maybe it's possible that some mutants could get into a friggin' big fight.
That escalated quickly.
He even laid out the history of the building that originally as a hospital, so wide corridors and all that. I was like, all right, Claremont, look at you go.
Look at the
which made it even funnier that they bumped into each other on those wide corridors. She still, Carol ran into Rogue at the water fountain. Just, elbow checked her. Oh, sorry. Oh, wait a minute.
Wait one gosh minute.
Oh, yeah, that was some interesting information. And when I read that, I'm like, wait a minute. I think Delvin had mentioned that he was there at one time. So that's kind of cool connection. Very cool. Jason, the Weasel Skull, what's your extra mile?
I'm going to give it to Carol Danvers. I mean, this is her first time out without her powers. She's just basically she's a human in great physical condition, but she's powerless, but she still has her skills, her military training, her espionage training, and she's able to complete the mission and also give her points too, because she had Mystique at her mercy and could have finished her off, maybe should have finished her off, but didn't. And so I think the day for me belongs to Carol Danvers.
Not a bad choice as well either. Jarrett, do you have somebody else to choose?
I have what's called the Triple Extra Mile Award, Pat.
Triple Extra Mile? You're going to do 3?
Yeah, I got to do 3. I got to do 1 just for consistency, which is my boy Senator Kelly. I think he's up for re-election.
I thought you for sure you were going to say it's my porn collection.
No, not that Triple X.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah.
I got to give it to Cockrum and Wycheck. I can't, as much as I complain about the X-Men, the wording and stuff, like the art is just bang on. It's so bang on. But here's my for real one, Pat, that no one saw coming. It's going to be the editor or whoever decided to drop the teaser. If anybody read the teaser at the very end, next issue, Dracula. And I was like, what the what? Like, I was so excited. I was like, wait, the X-Men are going to go on it against Dracula? Yes, I must know more. I cheated a little. I cheated a little bit. I'm going to spoil. Bill Sienkiewicz does all the art in the next one. And I'm cold on Bill. Like, when he gets overly creative, it might not necessarily for me, but I kind of flipped through just to look like, how different it's going to be. And it looks pretty cool. So I'm kind of excited. Hey, listen, everyone, lean in, listen close. I'm kind of excited. This will be the one time that the voters don't pick X-Men. Just so I can't. I was like, I love bonkers stuff. I love movie monsters. So like X-Men versus Dracula, sign me all the way up. And if Peter Corbo doesn't show up with a wooden stake, I'm going to be so sad.
Oh, and you know what's crazy about it is this month is a 2-issue month for Spider-Man.
Again? Or still?
This month. No, it happened before.
Yeah, it happened.
So then in November of 1982, there wasn't a Spider-Man, but there was an X-Men. So what do? I don't know. But we'll have to figure that out. Just because now Jared's got that high on the X-Men.
I'm going to read it either way because I'm you know me. I like the bonkers, and that's just bonkers, and I love it. But like Dracula is a part of the Marvel universe. There's the Tomb of Dracula. The first appearance of Blade comes in Tomb of Dracula, number 10, 12, somewhere in there.
It is interesting.
One of the listeners will square me away on first appearance of Blade, but it's an early issue of Tomb of Dracula.
All right. Well, we have some good choices there. My pick would be Storm. I liked Storm. She continued to lead as well.
I like as soon as the action broke out, she was like, it's sexy outfit time. It was very like Wonder Woman from the TV show. Like, I got to get hot real quick. Hang on a second.
But it made sense. You're going to take that cape. She wrapped it around Rose so it didn't touch her.
Did. And I'm not complaining.
No. Yeah. No notes. No notes.
But she, as the leader, did what she needed to do, got control of the situation, and knew she couldn't handle, Rogue couldn't handle it. And then, like Delvin said, got her out of there. Just, hey, we're here to do this mission. Get her out of here so we can do it and get out. With that, let's go ahead and get into the ratings for this issue. It is a 1 through 5 rating. 5 is you loved it. It gave you a range to swing from. 4, you really liked it. 3, liked it. 2, you didn't like it. And when you hated it, it turned you into a baby. Jason Keene, 1 through 5 for this story.
There is so much going on in this story. I mean, we didn't even talk about the Shi'ar and, them being in the story. We barely touched on the Brood and, Kitty having flashbacks of Colossus and, well, never mind. I'm going to say 4. I think if you'd have trimmed off maybe one of these stories a little bit, maybe given us a little bit more focus on the overall story of Rogue and, everybody breaking into the Pentagon, that happening, it could have been a 5, but it's a solid 4, and the art alone would bump it up to at least that level. I'm looking at through the issue, and there is, what page is it? It's near the beginning of the book. There's this random mermaid at the top of the page where, never mind, that's the Colossus page. We won't talk about that. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it's just there for no reason. So, 4.
All right. Starting us off at a 4, Delvin. 1 through 5 for your rating.
I'll continue with the 4. The book was very, very good. I love the action. I like the buildup. And it's definitely worth mentioning. I mean, Claremont is, especially at this point, I wouldn't say he was at the height of his powers, but he had to be close because, I mean, just like Jared mentioned, all the stories that he had going on. He just he rattled off 6 of them. And there's one that I forgot that was also being introduced, and it's just it doesn't even matter. He'll get to it eventually, and he did. So, I mean, it was good writing, a lot of fast action too. He's very good at balancing that. He'll advance the story, but he'll give you the action that you want and need in a comic book. It's a 4. I thought it was a very good book.
Jason, do you agree with Delvin and Jason?
I do. I was a little nervous when we started off into it. I thought we were going to go into a deep mind fight, Professor X dreamscape thing. So I was pleasantly surprised when we went into a couple different directions. And I liked all the directions, even the mind fight. Like Delvin was saying, that's setting up for the Brood, that's going to be a tough battle. That's a tough opponent that they have to fight. Like I said, I enjoyed the continuation of Corsair coming into Cyclops and Havoc's life. The action was great. And then, of course, having Rogue, just one of the best X-Men characters ever come in, albeit as a villain, but introduced into this book, it makes it a 4 for me.
Jarrett, where are you on the rating?
Like a lot of the others here, I'm at a 4, knocking on the door of a 5. If it wasn't, I don't even finish it. If it wasn't, it would have gone to a 5. But I do applaud him for juggling a lot of threads. And man, that art, I don't know if I mentioned it.
But it is definitely something to see.
Top tier.
Something to see in this book definitely is the artwork in here. And man, to see more of it, if there wasn't all those words, would be really cool.
Just get rid of some of those words.
Yeah. I mean, just the art. We mentioned again, the art could carry the story with littler words. I think that's what holds this back a little bit for me as well too. So I'm with you guys. It's a boom, boom, laka, 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 boom, boom, boom.
Open the door.
Boom, boom.
On the floor.
Get on the floor. Yep. It is a 4 for me as well. And with that, that's going to bring us to the end of this part of the show. You got a comment or a question, or want to tell us what your rating would be for the covers and the stories? We'd love to hear them and your reasonings why. Go ahead and leave us a comment or a question at our social medias. Just look up at LONGBOX Crusade on any of those areas and leave us a comment or leave us a message at 707-532-5269. That's 707-532-LBOX.
Madam Web calls you on the phone.
We'll be right back.
Discover the legendary Q106.5 in your car, on your smart speaker, on your phone. Browse to Q1065.com. 80s, 90s. This is a radio station with a vibe. Download our app or listen online. Search at Q1065 Radio on social media. The Q is your favorite radio station. Discover Q106.5 and hear the 80s and 90s hits on the radio station with personality. Q106.5.
Welcome back from the break. Now let's get to the feedback part of the show where we share your comments, emails, questions, and shares in a segment called Crusader Comments. We are thrilled to kick off these comments with special shout outs to our Crusaders Club members. These are the fine folks that have joined our crusade. They enjoy early access to special Longbox episodes, voting to help determine show content, and so much more. These are the folks reaping the benefits and giving some much appreciated support to the show.
Alan W. Wright.
And Helica Wolf. Ow.
Auburn Elvis.
Bill Beer.
Billy D.
Bradley Dello.
Braxton Underwood.
Carrie.
Clinton Robinson.
Captain Entropy.
Clark Westfield.
Dave Collins, Battle Wagon.
Eric Hodges.
Eric Porter.
Ezra Gallo.
Gary V.
Gene Hendricks.
George Meal.
Gerald Green.
Heinz K.
And new member, James Hibdon.
Django Unfettered.
Jason Keene.
Meow, meow, meow.
Jason Lady.
Jeff Polier.
Jeremy L.
Jim Drummond. Who will be like Jim Drummond too?
Jim Meal.
Joe Man Conan.
Joe Thomas.
John Watson.
Josh Strickland.
Candace Ward.
The captivating Kathy Bright.
Thank you, Kathy, for joining us in the chat today. Matt and Lissy Passo.
Mark Ross.
Maxwell Traver.
Michael Minton.
Miranda W.
P.D. Devons.
Paul Hicks.
Rick from Jeff and Rick Present.
Ronald Easterday.
Rob Morgan.
Samantha Maney.
Sean Urbanski.
Spidey 67.
Spreadsheet. We're still counting on you.
Steve Cronin.
Tim Price.
Tony Pennington.
And the Toronto Cop.
If we missed anyone on our list, we apologize. Keep in mind that we record these episodes well in advance of release. So if you're a recent addition, we should be adding you soon, but still, let us know that we missed you by sending an email to contact@longboxcrusade.com and we will get it straightened out. As a reminder, you can become a Crusaders Club member by heading over to patreon.com/longboxcrusade for as little as $1 a month. You'll get access to the amazing world of the Crusaders Club. Come check it out. Don't have any extra scratch lying around, but still want to help us out here at LBC headquarters, please take a moment to write a review wherever you listen to this podcast. Even if you just want to keep it short with just star ratings, it helps raise the profile of the show. And we will share your review on the next show. We're going to do some social media shares and retweets from Amazing Spider-Man Chronicles episode 81, where we talked about Amazing Spider-Man 225 and Uncanny X-Men 154 from October and November 1981.
First up, we have Doc Strange, Billy Delicious,
and Days of High Adventure podcast.
We got Old Ben, Dave Collins, the Battle Wagon himself,
Kirk Spencer, that Big Five Army,
Magazines and Monsters,
Alan E. Boise Jr.,
and Jim Meal.
We also had a few social media comments.
All right, Doc Strange says, I can't believe you guys don't like Fool Killer. This was the second iteration of the character, but still a fun, absurdist character.
I don't know if it's everybody, but I did.
I liked his boots.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, you love the boots.
Well, the boots are good. Those muck boots. Nice.
All right, and Matthew Mayer also said, Starjammers movie.
It's called Guardians of the Galaxy.
I say it's very Guardians, yeah, but that could work.
All right. You can call us and leave a voicemail that we will play on the show. Leave us a message at 707-532-5269. That's 707-532-LBOX.
Pick up the phone.
Pick it up. And thank you to everyone for the likes, shares, follows, and comments. We appreciate your friendship and help in spreading the word about this podcast.
And that is the show. Be sure to check out our website, longboxcrusade.com, where posts will be made for journaling this crusade. I want to thank Jason Keene for joining us, as well as Jared, Jason, and Delvin for joining me as well on this episode. But before we go, let's find out where the listeners can find us all out on the internet. And we'll go back to Jason Keene. Where can you be found?
You can find me at Keene, that rhymes with Green, Comics. Keene Comics over at Blue Sky. Every now and then I'm on Threads and Instagram too, but Blue Sky would be the best place to get in touch with me.
Delvin, where can you be found?
Blue Sky, DEERAY1977, Threads and Instagram, Delvin Ray. What about you, Jason Albrecht? And I know you're just going to say you're not on, but say it anyway.
I'm told I have to staff that phone line. So if you want to get a message to me, give me a call. Pick up the phone. Jared.
I am at Yard Sale Artist on X, Facebook, and Instagram is all at Yard Sale Artist. Or you can always check out www.4moreyearsforsenatorkelly.com. Back to you, Pat.
And you can find me on the X at Christatos01. And if you want to interact with us live via live chats, be sure to enter in to win some free stuff on our live raffles. Join us on our next episode of Doing a Live Stream on the YouTube. That's the second Sunday of every month at 3:30 p.m. Central Time. Come and check it out. There is lots of fun that not only goes on the show, but in the chat as well.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and check out Longbox Crusade on YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel and click the bell so you are reminded of when we go live or when we drop episodes out there. Thank you for listening, and we hope you have enjoyed this episode of Amazing Spider-Man Chronicles. You got a comment or a question? Again, go ahead and send us an email at contact@longboxcrusade.com or leave a comment on the Longbox Crusade Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages, all at Longbox Crusade. Until next time, take care, and please join us on the next episode as we continue on our crusade to
Read them all.
The intro music is provided by musical genius Joe November.
Check out his SoundCloud at JOSEFLIM99. You won't regret it.
All songs, song clips, and characters discussed are copyright of their respective copyright holders, and no infringement is intended. We are just fans that like to share our love of comics.
Outtakes.
You're listening to Amazing Spider-Man Chronicles episode 85, featuring Amazing Spider-Man number 229 and Uncanny X-Men number 158 from March 1982. Opening. Pat. Hello and welcome to the 85th episode of Amazing Spider-Man Chronicles.
Hey, you are the host.
Huh?
You are the host.
I am your host, Pat, a.k.a. DJ Christatos. Amazing Spider-Man is Chronicles of a podcast that will journal the...
Yeah, let's do both. You do it, and then I'll come.
If you think it's too long, Pat, you can of course edit it. So it's whatever.
Hey, we've had longer.
Nobody look at Jason.
What are you talking about? Pat's had like the world record for the longest.
I wasn't saying any
names. You know Pat can't read, though. That's a difference.
And then the Voodoo Doom of Superman guy looked to Superman and he said, oh my God, that was our worst episode.
Yeah, that was bad.
Oh, that was the first one. Yeah.
That was Voodoo Doom of Superman.
I didn't know what I was doing. All right, come on.
None of us did. We were all like, that was the day we realized we can't keep doing this.
We did it.
Some good books.
Thanks for joining, Kathy.
Yes, thanks for coming, Kathy.
Kathy's the best, man.
Holding the end up of the super secret chat. She probably asleep by now. How late she hung in as long as
she was on at 12:15. She's an absolute trooper.
Mm-hmm.